So hello there guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you the RDX punching bag. So I've used this bag for about 5 months now and I'm honestly very happy with it. So I'm going to give you my honest opinion on this bag and I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this punching bag. So make sure to stick to this video till the end. So enjoy the video, and if you are enjoying it so far, make sure to subscribe and like below. So first of all, let's talk about the options. So when you buy this bag, you've got about 5 colors of these, so you can choose between 5 different colors on the punching bag. What else? You can also choose between a filled punching bag and an unfilled punching bag. So some of you who know how to fill your own punching bag would prefer to fill their own, because this comes pre-filled and it is not very heavy. So if you want a heavier punching bag, you may want to go with an unfilled bag and you can fill your own bag. I went with the ready filled bag. It weighs about 20 kilos, so it is not very heavy. So if you punch this thing, it's gonna swing around everywhere, but personally I like it. I am not a very heavy guy, so if you're heavier, you may want to go for a heavier punching bag. However, usually the recommendation with boxers is go for a punching bag that is half your weight. So that's the usual recommendation and it will work best for most people. But it also depends on how fit you are. So if you're not very fit, you don't really need a very heavy punching bag. You want something that is light, that's going to move around so that you can practice your punches and practice your movements. You don't really want something very heavy because your punches aren't going to be that strong anyways to start with. And then slowly as you go on, you could maybe increase the weight of the punching bag. So if you buy this punching bag and you want to increase the weight, it is very simple. You can fill some bags with sand and you can put some layers of sand in the bag. But make sure not to fill the sand directly in the bag. Put it in a separate wrapper or bag to make sure that the sand doesn't go everywhere in the punching bag. Now, what else can we talk about in this punching bag? So what do you expect when you buy this punching bag? So you get a chain and you get a punching bag and you get punching gloves. Now, the punching gloves, they are not the best in the world. They are just made for an extra gift. I mean, like, you buy the punching bags and the punching gloves come free, so don't expect them to be of highest quality, but they are very good for normal day-to-day use. So if you're not a professional and you just want to have some fun on a punching bag, they are perfect for that. But where they don't fit in is if you are a professional and you want the best punching gloves possible, then no, you might want to buy your own punching gloves. So basically, this punching bag is not intended for professionals or for those of you who want very heavy bags, for like heavy hitters that want the best bag possible. You may want to look for a higher range of bags. This bag is more suited well for the average consumer that wants to get in the daily training, or if you're just an athlete and you want to punch the bag every now and then. So this is a great option for that. But if you're going to be beating this thing down every day and you want a very heavy punching bag, you might want to go for a different option. Okay, so what else? So what are the material? What is the build quality of this punching bag like? So you've got 3 layers on this punching bag. You've got a leather layer, you've got an EVA layer, and you've got a nylon webbing layer. So you've got 3 different layers, which will make for a much longer lasting material, which is very good. Like, I've been using this thing for 5 months and it looks brand new. I only have a little bit of tiny dots in this thing. Tiny holes, and these things happen because of the friction on the brick. So if you're gonna do this thing like me and you're gonna hang a punching bag outdoors, make sure to put a protective thing on the bag. Maybe wrap some duct tape around the bag, or you could also do what I did. I bought a piece of cardboard, I wrapped it around the bag and I taped it. That way you won't scratch the bag every time you hit the bag against the wall. So I'm not really into boxing, I'm a taekwondo player, so I usually kick my bag. So with all the kicks and stuff, it's usually flying around and going against the wall and rubbing with the wall. That's why I have these tiny holes in the back. And I didn't protect it like I told you to. So make sure to put something protective on your bag. Unless you have a smooth wall, then that is fine. Okay, so the stitch quality on this bag is very good. The stitches are hand stitched, so the bag is hand stitched. And the stitches are very well done. you can see how high the quality of the stitches are. Now what else? This bag is also intended for outdoor use, so you could use this thing outdoors and you could keep it hanging out there. It is waterproof and it is weatherproof, but I do not recommend that you keep this thing outside. Personally, I usually hang the bag outside when I want to use it. It's very simple, so basically just make sure to carry it, and you can use your other hand and you can hook each hook into the things, and make sure to have the open part of the hook on the outside of the bag. That way it doesn't damage the bag. And it's very easy to just put the bag up and put it down. That's what I do. So I don't keep it outside, because when it goes hot and cold, rain and stuff and humidity, these will all destroy the bag faster than it was gonna last you if you had it inside. So you could keep it outside, but I recommend otherwise. Okay, so what else? So this bag is not very hard, so it's pretty soft, which is good. So you can punch this thing without gloves if you want. So if you prefer punching without your gloves, this will also work. So it is not very hard, it is pretty soft, and it is very light, as I said. So if you punch this thing, it's gonna swing around a little bit. And if your punches are much stronger than you would expect yours, like, you can compare yourself to me and think where your strength is gonna be. So if you think that you're probably going to have very strong punches, you might want to increase the weight of your punching bag. So you do that by buying an unfilled punching bag, and you can fill sand and materials as needed. How long is this thing? So here's the length and the circumference of the punching bag. So when you buy this punching bag, you can go for a 4 feet punching bag, or you can go for a 5 feet punching bag. So I personally went for the 5 feet punching bag because I'm going to be doing high kicks and low kicks. So I want this thing to be below my waist level and above my head level. But for some people, if you just want to do some boxing, you might want to go for just a 4 feet bag. So here you can look at the filling in the bag. It is filled pretty well. You've got all sorts of different materials in the bag, and it is like the bag does not have a lack of filling. It is full. The good thing with this bag is it doesn't just compact itself at the bottom and become empty at the top. It usually stays pretty even, so it is very evenly filled, which is very nice when you have a punching bag. You don't want to be puffing this thing up all the time. No, this thing stays nice and keeps its shape. So what are the cons with this bag? They don't give you a wrap, so they give you a punching glove, but they don't give you a hand wrap. But if you want to do mainly punching, you may want to invest in a hand wrap. The glove is fine. The only thing I hate about this glove is the thumb is very thin. The piece of the thumb is just like paper thin, and it does not hold its shape like a normal glove does. So that is pretty annoying, but you get used to it. I've been using this thing for 5 months and now I'm happy with it, and it feels like a normal glove. I'm not finding a big difference with a rigid thumb or a thin thumb. So I wouldn't recommend you go for a cheaper punching bag than this. There are many cheaper options, but they will not perform as well as this bag will. This is definitely the best punching bag for your buck. So when I bought the wall bracket for this punching bag, it came with very bad bolts. So make sure that you buy expansion bolts. If you put normal bolts in the wall, it is not gonna hold. It's gonna fall down and you're gonna have a mess. So make sure that you buy expansion screws from the beginning so you don't go into a mess and have a heap of problems. An expansion screw, basically you screw it into the wall, and as it goes in the wall it goes bigger, so it holds in the wall very well. So you may be thinking, do these hooks come out? So it's got these hooks, and you may have experienced other punching bags where you punch it and then the whole bag falls out. It has not happened to me a single time in the 5 months I've kicked this bag. I've abused this bag in many ways. I kick it, send it flying, and I do all sorts of things. It has never detached itself, and none of the hooks have ever come off the punching bag, which is very good. Another thing I like about this bag is the rotational anchor on the bag rotates very well, and it never gets stuck, so you never ever have problems where the chains start tangling on each other and stuff like that. It spins freely, so you won't have any issues with that. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe below.